How many of you, when we began our journey of intimacy with Jesus, we just thought of it as this upward climb into the heights of glory? We're like, oh yes, I'm so excited. I am God's favorite. You've called me, you've chosen me. I'm just so excited. I sign up. Here I am at the start gate. Let's go and ascend into the very heights of glory. We get so excited. We hear a sermon that Mike is preaching and we got the tape and we're going, oh yes, God. Yes, I want to go on that journey of love. I want to go into your embrace. And we love this language and we go, oh yes. And our spirits just say yes. When I moved here to Kansas City, I was 19 years old. And I remember just hearing teaching after teaching on the bridegroom God. And I'm going, he is a bridegroom? Unbelievable. You are a bridegroom. And then I would spend my quiet times with him and he would be telling me what he thought about me. How many of us have had those seasons where the romance of God is breaking in upon our life? Well, this was happening to me when I was 19. Everywhere I would go, someone would have a prophetic word for me. Now, I have a Nazarene background, so prophetic words were new. And I'm going, this place is sort of strange. It's sort of scary. I don't know about it, but it just felt so good. People would just come to me and say, oh, when you walked into the room, I felt this impression. I saw this picture, and I was gaining understanding of my destiny in God. And it was, oh, I love this. It was where Christianity had been black and white in my experience, and suddenly it was in full-on color. And I'm going, oh, I love being saved. This is awesome. Jesus, you're a bridegroom. How can that be? You like me? You actually like me? Oh, it feels so good. The activity of the Spirit in my life was just growing. I would go to bed at night and I would have dreams. Now that was something new in my experience. I hadn't had spiritual dreams before. And I would go, oh, you're everywhere. You're invading me even when I sleep. I'm having these dreams and I think they mean something. And the romance of God was breaking into my life. I had this picture. I'm 19 years old and I'm going to continue and ascend into the heights of glory. Oh, this is good. Well, then how many of us know in our experience, somehow we get awakened in love, and then that desire for God somehow drags us into the wilderness. We're going, uh-oh, wait, how did this happen? I was feeling this romance and hearing these prophetic words and dreaming in the night, and new discoveries of God was breaking in upon my spirit, and suddenly I am in the wilderness. Uh-oh. And we find out that this journey of intimacy with God, there are the heights in our experience, but there are the depths, and both are so important. When we began this journey of intimacy with God, we imagined that our way forward would be a continual ascension, a never-ending climb into higher heights of glory. We do not have an understanding of the heart of Jesus and what he has defined as glorious. 2 Corinthians 4:17 says, for our light affliction, which is but for a moment, is working for us a far more exceeding and eternal weight of glory. I remember when I had first moved here, I'm talking to Mike, and he's talking to me about where do you see yourself in 5 years? That terrifying Mike Bickle question that you wished you had days to prepare for. And here I am, the spotlight's on me. And he goes, where do you see yourself in 5 years? And I just want to say this awesome something. And I'm like, I don't know. He kindly asked me all these questions, and I'm thinking about my life. And I said that I wanted to have a great impact on many lives. And Mike tenderly said, is that really the highest vision you have for your life? He says, is it really mostly about impact? And then through questions, he just started asking me things. He said, what did Jesus do when he was on the earth? If Jesus was mostly into his impact, he probably would have been pretty bummed. In the first coming, when Jesus came, if it was all about how much he had done, you would think that the God-man would accomplish far more than what he accomplished when he came in the first coming. If it was mostly about impact, I think Jesus would have gone, Father, did I really do all that I came for? And the Father says, yes. In the eternal perspective, yes, Jesus, you did. I remember in those early days, I'm 19 years old, and I'm in this discipleship training program, and I'm staying with this host family, and they have some visitors with them, and I walk in the door, and like I said, prophetic words were coming from nowhere all of the time. I walk in the door, and this lady that is visiting my host family just starts prophesying to me. My nickname used to be Dee Dee, and she says, Dee Dee stands for deep unto deep. And she says, God is going to take you deep unto deep. She says, and when you thought you've gone the deepest you could go, he's going to take you deeper still. And I get so excited. I'm going, oh, I love it. The depth of God. And I remember Psalms 42, deep calls unto deep. At the noise of your waterfalls. I'm like, oh, I love that poetic language. Yes, God, bullseyes on my chest. Take me deep unto deep. Little did I know what I was asking for. He's like, oh, I'm glad that you're signed up. You're really going to need to be signed up. Here we go. After this season of romance, where the romance of God was just awakening my heart, I, through a series of events, found myself in this apartment by myself, seeking God long hours a day, fasting, having a jug of water and a Bible in front of me. And I go, okay, here I am. I got my jug. I got my Bible. You've romanced me. Here we go. Come to me, your favorite one. And oh boy, long hours facing my barrenness, facing loneliness. I didn't have all of those props that were keeping me happy. I was just alone with Jesus, and I was able to see just what it looked like to be raw me and God. And it didn't look so great. I would have way rather busied up my schedule, done great exploits in God, go to the mission field, fill my life up with activity, and then come to Jesus with this great track record with all the pats on the back and say, here I am, Jesus. But instead, love had taken me somewhere else. I was in a wilderness season going, I don't know how I got here. Where are you, God? The word, it wasn't alive to me. In fact, it was very boring. I didn't have a spirit of revelation when I read the word. I was bored out of my mind. Everything in me was craving something to answer my heart. Oh, when could I go to a movie? Or when can I call my friend? Or when can I eat my next meal? I had no idea of the I wants inside of me. I want. Fascinate me. Help me. All of these things, and all of a sudden, I had all of these cravings. And God, where are you? God, here I am. I thought I was doing what you wanted me to do. Your desire, it dragged me to this wretched place.